World Showcase at EPCOT might be one of the most interesting and unique theme park areas of all time. Over the last couple weeks, I've been taking comments from all of you because I wanted to know what all of you would do to improve or fix this area of EPCOT. Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's dive in right away with the first suggestion. World Showcase clearly needs more IP-based attractions, and Mary Poppins would be an excellent choice given how little park representation the movie has. A cool, non-typical carousel like the one in Epic Universe, themed to Mary Poppins and set in the animated part of the movie where there is a carousel. The earlier plans that were cancelled never felt like the right fit, mainly because they themed it after Mary Poppins Returns instead of the OG movie and oddly used teacups. Big fan of the channel, keep up the good content. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I'm also baffled that Mary Poppins doesn't have any representation within the Disney parks in terms of an attraction. I feel like Mary Poppins deserves a full-scale dark ride and not just some spinning attraction like the one that was canceled, or a carousel like Constellation Carousel at Epic Universe. I want to see a full-blown ride-through dynamic dark ride with animatronics that don't have screen faces, you know? But honestly, anything would be better than the way it is right now. Next comment. This will never happen, but give me a Pocahontas boat ride in the American Adventure. That movie is one of Disney's most visually and musically breathtaking achievements. It deserves more love in the parks, and it would give Native Americans some representation in the part of Disney World that celebrates, well, America. That could be really, really interesting. I could only imagine a boat ride where Just Around the River Bend is playing. Like, I feel like that could be a really cool sequence of an attraction. Right now, the American Pavilion at Epcot only has the American Adventure, which is a really awesome animatronic show. I love that animatronic show. But giving it a real ride would really help flesh out that area. I completely agree. Next comment. Add the rides they planned to do but never did: Mary Poppins, Mount Fuji coaster, and German boat ride. For Mount Fuji, the outside could be the mountain, but the actual coaster could be a bullet train. It could have onboard audio, and you could pass through Tokyo at night. For Mary Poppins, the ride should use the vehicle from the Beauty and the Beast ride in Tokyo Disney, and they could revive Muppet Vision and put it in the US area. Lots of fun ideas. I would love to see the Mount Fuji coaster actually come to fruition, because as it stands, Epcot obviously only has Guardians Cosmic Rewind in terms of roller coasters, and that is easily the most popular ride in the park. Obviously, that coaster kind of races through space, which is a very iconic Disney experience dating back to the 70s with Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom. So it would be really fun to see Epcot get another iconic mountain coaster, kind of like their version of Big Thunder or their version of Matterhorn, but with Mount Fuji. If they themed the trains to a bullet train, that could be really, really cool. And if they did have a show scene with Tokyo at night, that would be jaw-dropping as well. As I mentioned earlier, I would love to see Mary Poppins get a full ride-through attraction, and I would love if it was a trackless dark ride. That would be so, so sick. Maybe if they could design like trackless ride vehicles themed to a carousel, or like carousel horses. Oh my gosh, that could be so cool, man. I guess teacups could work too. I really, really, really want to do the Beauty and the Beast ride at Tokyo Disney. That attraction looks jaw-dropping. Next comment. I would love to see original rides, not IP, continue to be built in World Showcase. As fun as it is to see Frozen and Ratatouille built into their countries, I think if Disney is going to develop original ride stories, Epcot is where it will happen. Love your videos. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I also think that it's interesting that like we've gotten a few suggestions already in this video for IP attractions, some of which I would really love, but I would also love to see this perspective as well. New attractions that aren't IP driven. I think it's kind of ridiculous that it's been so long since Disney has built an original attraction. Like, I understand the marketability of IP, but like I feel like there should be like a balance. It shouldn't be 100 to 0 in terms of IP versus non-IP. Maybe it should be like 70-30. Like, if you really want to appease the investors. I mean, in an ideal world, it would be closer to 50-50, but I don't know. It is what it is. It's just the sad reality that we live in. Next comment. How I would update the current pavilions in World Showcase. 1. Retheme the Grand Fiesta Tour in Mexico to Coco. 2. Add to the China Pavilion a Raya and the Last Dragon suspended dark ride. 3. Revive the Rhine River Cruise attraction for Germany. 4. Add a Luca attraction to Italy. 5. Revive the Mount Fuji roller coaster attraction for Japan. Japan. We've already discussed Mount Fuji. Once again, I think that would be incredible for Epcot as a park. Raya and the Last Dragon suspended dark ride could be really, really interesting. Like flying among dragons, that could be so sick, especially because Universal built a land theme to How to Train Your Dragon, and there's not an attraction where you fly among the dragons, which I feel like is a tremendous wasted opportunity. So if Disney beat them to the punch, I think that would be absolutely hilarious. I'd love to see Germany get an attraction. Luca in Italy would be so cool. In my wish list video for Epcot, I discussed a motorbike launch coaster, kind of themed to the moped races of Luca. I think that could be really fun in Italy. It would be like a smaller scale roller coaster that Epcot could really use. And finally, Coco taking over Mexico seems like a perfect fit. I don't know if the Grand Fiesta Tour ride infrastructure would be able to sustain the demand for a Coco ride, because I feel like Coco would be immensely popular, and like the queue for Grand Fiesta Tour is tiny, and that's fine because Grand Fiesta Tour like almost always a walk-on. But if you build Coco, or if you retheme the attraction to Coco, I feel like you'd have to completely redo the queue, because that attraction would need queue space, which like that's not impossible, but it would be kind of a shame if Disneyland got a full brand new boat ride specifically catered to Coco, and Walt Disney World just got a retheme. I don't know, it would be kind of amusing from my perspective, honestly, because usually it's the other way around, where Disney World gets the full brand new attraction and Disneyland gets a reskin, which may be good and it may not be good. Next comment: absolutely no more IP in the World Showcase. I'd add an Oregon Trail ride to the American Pavilion in the parking lot behind the river, behind the show. Use the space for the Rhine River cruise in Germany. Add an Italian Renaissance boat ride in the Italy Pavilion expansion plot, and the Mount Fuji coaster. I love your videos so much. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Lots of great ideas. Again, Mount Fuji, it's come up multiple times. They've got to make this happen, man. I like your idea of an Italian Renaissance boat ride. That could be really, really interesting. I feel like if you drop guests in that environment, Disney might be able to tell a really interesting story that could be a lot of fun and very creative and unique. So that would be awesome to see if they let the Imagineers have fun with an idea like that, but who's to say? Next comment: I would love to see the empty plot of land between Germany and China filled with a new country. A Russia pavilion would be cool, and it could have an icy slope themed roller coaster, as the first ever roller coaster was built in Russia using ice in the 17th century. If not, Greece would work with a Hercules attraction, or Scotland with a Brave attraction if they go the IP route. Great ideas as well. You took the Mount Fuji mountain coaster idea and put an interesting spin on it, so I appreciate that. Given the current state of the world, I would be shocked if Disney built a Russia pavilion, but maybe years down the line that could happen. Japan is just a more peaceful country at the current state in time. Hercules would be awesome. My girlfriend absolutely loves that movie, so seeing a Hercules attraction would be so cool. And as I mentioned, I would prefer a ride through dark ride instead of some sort of Hercules spinning ride. I feel like Hercules would absolutely have a lot of potential. Next comment: would love to see more color and motion in the Italy Pavilion. I'd say turn it into Porta Rossa from Luca, but more IP isn't always the solution. But I could see them add at least a few elements to make it more lively. Honestly, I kind of feel this way about all of World Showcase. Like, I understand like culture and all that, but like walking around, like it's a lot of buildings and not much is happening. There's not much movement at World Showcase. So if Italy had stuff like moving, interesting dynamics and things to look at, it could make this area of the park feel more lived in and more alive, and I would really appreciate that. Next comment: it needs at least one major ride in every section. I would also like to see the return of the Mount Fuji coaster concept, as well as the Germany boat ride that were both planned but never built. PS, love the videos and keep up the good work. Thank you, I really appreciate that. You guys are so kind today. I really appreciate all of you. I totally agree. One major ride in every section would do really, really well, because right now there's like 11 countries and 3 rides, and that ratio is ridiculous in my opinion. We've discussed the Mount Fuji and Germany boat ride a couple times. These are wonderful ideas that are not IP IP driven, so they would be really cool to see. Next comment. I know this one is incredibly popular, but I'd love to see a Greece pavilion. I think a hard truth about Disney now is that they aren't going to build anything new that doesn't have an IP attached, so a Greece pavilion with a headlining Hercules attraction is something that they would actually do. I'm not too dead set on a type of vehicle for the attraction, but please make it animatronic heavy. I want Mount Olympus with all the gods, the battle with the Hydra, and an awesome moment where a massive Zeus statue comes to life during Go the Distance a la Anna in Tokyo Disney Sea. That is a fantastic idea. That could be absolutely jaw-dropping. And Go the Distance is so heavily used. Disney loves using it during their nighttime spectaculars. Like, in my opinion, the Go the Distance moment in Happily Ever After is easily the best part of the show. It's easily the best part of Wondrous Journeys. So if you're sitting in a ride vehicle and they tell that story and they make that moment hit so well, like, you could bring people to tears on a ride, honestly. I'm just thinking about the music kicking in, a massive animatronic coming to life. Oh my god, that would be incredible. You really sold me on this idea. I wasn't too set on a Greece pavilion or a Hercules attraction, but thinking about Mount Olympus filled to the brim with all of those animatronics, it would be so colorful. Oh my, this would be incredible. Disney needs to hire you, man. That's unreal. Next comment. Okay, here's my idea. First, we finally put a Mary Poppins experience in the UK section, and sadly, I'm proposing a replacement of the Three Caballeros boat ride, and it would be replaced by the Coco ride in DCA. Finally, I say we add drones to Illuminous. I feel like drones could be interesting. Disneyland Paris uses them a lot. As far as I know, Disney's only ever used it in the States for Disney Springs, but I feel like that could add a different dynamic to Epcot's Nighttime Spectacular, because as it stands today, it's just kind of like, in my opinion. Like, I would definitely take Happily Ever After and Fantasmic over Luminous. As I mentioned, I would kill for a Mary Poppins ride through Dark Ride, and I do have the same concerns about the infrastructure of Three Caballeros for a Coco attraction. Next comment. I feel like each country should have one ride. It would actually add some kinetic energy to the areas. Amen. Whether it's a small flat ride or an immersive dark ride or even a small show. This is a really great point, and I feel like it's more realistic to expect something like this. Like, obviously, in a perfect world, each land would have a full-scale e-ticket, but honestly, if some of them just have smaller scale attractions, it could feel really well balanced. It would provide something for little kids to do as they walk around World Showcase with their parents, you know? Because I know walking around World Showcase, even as an adult that I am right now, I could get a little kind of bored because, like, as I said, there's only 3 rides. One of them is Ratatouille, which always has like a 70-minute wait, so last time I was at Epcot, I skipped it. I feel like throwing in rides to more countries would help balance out the World Showcase experience. Once you're in World Showcase, you kind of have to commit to going all the way around, or you loop backwards, and that's not very efficient from a touring plan perspective. So throwing in more things to do, whether it's just a small scale spinner like the ones that you can find in Paradise Gardens Park, would really help elevate World Showcase and Epcot as a whole, in my opinion. And that is how all of you would fix World Showcase at Epcot. Do you agree with the ideas listed? Do you disagree? Please let me know down in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all later.